In a court filing last week, we learned that John Eastman, one of Donald Trump's attorneys who was in that Willard Hotel war room, actively encouraged the then Vice President Mike Pence to break the law. And, as is often the case as time has ticked on, we've learned a little bit more about John Eastman's scheme to illegally, as he himself admits, try to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Here's what happened. Eastman sent a memo to Mike Pence's lawyer. And in the letter, he said, we need to do what we can. Adjourn Congress is what I would like for Mike Pence to do for 10 days so that they cannot certify the Electoral College votes. And he admitted in the email, this was a minor violation of the Electoral Count Act, but he admits, yeah, it's illegal, but hey, come on. What's a little bit of illegality between a couple of buddies here trying to keep their boss's job? But what we've now learned, because all of that, by the way, was previously known, what we've learned now was the justification that Eastman used to try to convince Mike Pence to break the law. Because in the letter, Eastman actually says, listen, Congress technically already broke the law, the Electoral Vote Count Act, by not having their proceedings when it was supposed to happen. Because, the Capitol riot happened. So think about that for a moment. Think about what John Eastman was doing on the day of January 6th in that Willard Hotel war room. He's watching these events unfold. He is watching the Capitol riot. He knows exactly what's happening, and he knows that Congress can't do their job because, of course, the Capitol riot. So at this moment, he gets the idea in his head, I'm going to use this as an explanation for why the Vice President of the United States should also break the law. That's what was going through that man's mind at that time. That is how desperate he was to keep Donald Trump in office. He's watching the violence, this horrific action that took place on January 6th, and the first thing he thinks of is, I can use this to my advantage. What a friggin' scumbag, right? There's almost no words to describe what a despicable, deplorable human being would have that immediate thought of, how can I use this to my advantage? Yet that is exactly what went through Eastman's head. And of course we know this because it's all in the emails. And of course this also undercuts Eastman's argument that what was going on in the Willard War Room, totally legal. All our efforts to stop the electoral vote count, totally legal. Well, snared by the words out of your own mouth, right? Because there it is, in those emails. The committee has them. They've now been officially filed in a court. You're screwed. And I hope you face some very serious repercussions from what you did that day and for those disgusting, self-centered thoughts that were going through your brain. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.